Very good morning, dear students. Hope all are doing good, staying safe and healthy at home. So, how are you all? Did your revision first test? Have you all prepared the lessons? So, we are giving only one or two chapters for you to revise. Minimum portions are given. So, revise them thoroughly. You would have revised them already for your midterm test and all. So, make sure you're learning the answers correctly and thoroughly. So, we may have the final exams. Okay, so we need to prepare lesson wise thoroughly. So we have been discussing this lesson from the last class, that is World of Microbes. It is your unit 22 in biology. So in the last class we saw about the bacteria. So what are bacteria and what are the things which is present inside the bacterial cell, and the different shapes of bacteria like bacillus, coccus and spirillum, and their characteristics, living and non-living characteristics of viruses and types of viruses we saw. And then we saw about the different types of bacteria like fungi, prions, all that. And mainly we discussed about the applications of microbes, that is what are their application in agriculture, they are in industries, in medicine, and as a biocontrol agents, how they are used we saw. And then vaccines, and what are the vaccines that are produced against the diseases we saw, and what are the microbes and diseases and manifestation of diseases and classification of disease based on their occurrence, that is pandemic, epidemic and all. And finally we discussed about the airborne diseases, that is diseases which spreads in air or spreads through air. We saw that is very common diseases like common cold, influenza, measles, mumps, all their causative agents, mode of transmission, their symptoms, all that we discussed. Today we are going to discuss about these waterborne diseases. So waterborne diseases means disease which are spreading through water. So microbes present in the contaminated water causes various infectious diseases, and some of them are cholera, typhoid and infectious hepatitis, poliomyelitis and diarrhea, etc. These are the very common diseases. The most common waterborne diseases and their causative microbial agents and symptoms and the diseases are given in the table. So in the last class I told you to read this table for your reading assignment. So kindly have a good reading practice. Then only you will be having a good pronunciation. So first, if you see the disease, it is poliomyelitis. It is causative organism is poliovirus, and their mode of transmission is droplet infection, sputum discharge, secretion from nose, throat, contaminated water, food and milk, and they affect the central nervous system. Symptoms are paralysis of limbs and prevention and control measures. And hepatitis A or infectious hepatitis is HAV, which is hepatitis A virus, contaminated water and food or the oral route. It is mode of transmission through the contaminated water வழியா இல்லை contaminated food வழியா spread ஆகலாம். எந்த லிவர் எந்த பார்ட் ஆஃப் ஆர்கன் வந்து எஃபெக்ட் ஆகும்னா இன்ஃப்ளமேஷன் இன் லிவர் வந்து வீக்கம் அடையும், வீக்கம் இல்லை வீங்கும், தட் இஸ் பல்ஜ் ஆகும். சிம்டம்ஸ் ஆர் நாசியா, நெக்ரேஷியா, anorexia, acute fever and jaundice. And preventive and control measures, what we have to do is we have to prevent the food from contamination, and we have to drink chlorinated boiled water, and personal hygiene is very important. And acute diarrhea, rotavirus is the causative organism, and mode of transmission is contaminated water, food and oral route. Affected organism or organ will be intestine. Symptoms are vomiting, fever, watery stools with mucus. And preventive and control measures are proper sanitation and hygiene. And what about diseases which are caused by bacteria? So now we have seen which are caused by viruses. Now we will see which are caused by bacteria. So first is cholera. It is acute diarrheal disease. Causative organism is Vibrio cholerae. Mode of transmission is contaminated food, water and oral route and through house flies. So that is why we are instructed by our parents always to keep everything closed and eat neatly everything. And tissue or organ affected will be intestinal tract will be affected. Symptoms will be acute diarrhea with rice, watery stools and vomiting, muscular cramps, nausea and dehydration. So preventive measures we can take is hygienic sanitary condition, intake of oral rehydration solution which is ORS. Next is typhoid, enteric fever which is caused by Salmonella typhi, food and water contaminated with feces of infected person and through house flies, small intestine will be affected. Symptoms will be high fever, weakness, abdominal pain, headache, loss of appetite, rashes on chest and upper abdomen. Preventive measures should be preventing contamination of food by flies and dust, improvement of basic sanitation treatment with antibiotic drugs. Next is moving on to the vector-borne diseases. So vector is agent that acts as an intermediate carrier of pathogen. Many insects and animals act as vectors. So vectors na ஒரு carrier intermediate. So நமக்கும் ஒரு diseaseக்கும் நடுவுல ஒரு vehicle மாதிரி இருக்கிறது தான் இந்த vector. So இப்போ பார்த்தீங்கன்னா disease transmitted by vectors are called vector-borne disease. These vectors can transfer infecting agents from infected person. ஸோ எங்கேயோ ஒரு இடத்துல இப்போ ஹாஸ்பிட்டலில் ஒரு இன்ஃபெக்டட் பர்சன் இருப்பார். நம்ம பார்த்தோன்னா நியர்பை ஹாஸ்பிட்டல் எங்கேயாவது இருந்தோம் அப்படின்னா நம்ம எதுவுமே பண்ணியிருக்க மாட்டோம், பட் வி வில் பி ஆல்சோ அஃபெக்டட் பை தட். ஸோ நமக்கு நடுவில் இந்த டிசீஸை யார் ட்ரான்ஸ்ஃபர் பண்ணுவா? ஏதாவது ஒரு அனிமல் இல்லை ஒரு ஹவுஸ்ஃபுல் ஏதாவது ஒரு இன்செக்ட் வந்து இந்த இன்டர்மீடியேட்டாக இருக்கும் நமக்கு. ஸோ இப்போ பார்த்தீங்கன்னா என்னென்னது vector-borne டிசீசஸ்னால் மலேரியா, ஃபைலேரியா and chikungunya, dengue. Actually you should not produce as dengue, it is dengue. And the diseases which are transmitted through animals are bird flu and swine flu. So first we have is malaria. So malaria continues to be one of the major health problems of developing countries. Malaria is caused by protozoan parasite Plasmodium and 4 species of Plasmodium, namely Plasmodium vivax, Plasmodium malariae and Plasmodium falciparum and Plasmodium ovale. They cause this malaria, and malaria caused by Plasmodium falciparum is malignant and fatal. So it is very very effective. Approximately 300 million people around the world get affected by malaria every year, and it spreads through the bite of an insect vector. So yaar the disease transmit பண்ணுவா? Insects தான். By the female Anopheles mosquito which feeds on human blood usually lasts less than 10 days. So and the mosquito, female Anopheles mosquito. A person affected by malaria will show symptoms of headache, nausea, muscular pain, chillness and shivering, followed by rapid rise in temperature, and fever subsides with profuse sweating. Use of quinine drugs kills the stage of malarial parasite. Okay. Next is this chikungunya. Chikungunya is caused by virus which is transmitted by humans in the bite of infected Aedes aegypti mosquito during the daytime. It causes severe and persistent joint pain, body rashes, headache and fever. Joint pain can last for very long time, and in the incubation period of virus is usually 2 to 12 days only. Chillness, high fever, vomiting, nausea, headache, persistent joint pain இந்த முட்டி வலி எல்லாம் ரொம்ப கண்டினியூஸாக இருந்துகிட்டே இருக்கும், நம்மளால் நடக்கவே முடியாது. And these are the common symptoms associated with the disease. The joints get inflamed and the person finds difficult to walk. Paracetamol is given to relieve pain and reduce fever. Dengue is also known as break bone fever. ஸோ ஏன் break bone அப்படின்னா அவ்வளோ மசில் பெயின், ஜாயிண்ட் பெயின் ரொம்ப இன்டென்ஸாக ரொம்ப ஹெவியாக இருக்கும். ஸோ dengue is fever caused by virus. It is actually a virus fever, viral fever. It is transmitted by Aedes aegypti mosquito. So incubation period of the virus is usually 5 to 6 days. Onset of high fever, severe headache, muscle and joint pain, rashes, hemorrhage, fall in blood platelet count are the symptoms associated with this disease. Vomiting and abdominal pain and difficulty in breathing, minute spots on skin signifying bleeding within the skin are also associated with dengue fever. And paracetamol கொடுப்பாங்க body ache reduce ஆகிறதுக்காக. Complete rest and increased intake of fluid is essential. ஸோ இந்த டெங்கி இருக்கிறதுனால பார்த்தீங்கன்னா ஃபீவர் இருக்கும், ஹெட் ஏக் இருக்கும், பெயின் பிஹைண்ட் ஐஸ், கண்ணுக்கு பின்னாடி தலைவலிக்கிறது, மைல்டு ப்ளீடிங் ஃப்ரம் த கம்ஸ், நோஸ் அண்ட் பிலோ த ஸ்கின்ல இடத்துலாம் பாடி ஏக் இருக்கும், ரேஷஸ், வாமிட்டிங், டயரியா, அது மாதிரி all the parts of the body will be affected because of this dengue. Next is moving on to filaria. Filariasis is a major health problem in India. The disease is caused by nematode worm, that is Wuchereria bancrofti. So the adult worms are usually found in the lymphatic system of a man. It is transmitted by the bite of infected Culex mosquito. The incubation period of filarial worm is 8 to 16 months, and the symptoms include acute infection, fever and inflammation in lymph glands. In chronic infection, the main features is elephantiasis, which affects the legs, scrotum and the arms. And mosquito prevention control. So இந்த disease எல்லாமே வராமல் இருக்கிறதுக்கு we have to control the mosquito. So என்னெல்லாம் பண்ணலாம்? We can use this mosquito nets, mosquito screens or mosquito repellents and ointments use பண்ணலாம். And elimination of breeding places, like adequate sanitation இருக்கணும். mosquitoes breed பண்ணாமல் தடுக்கிறதுக்காக adequate sanitation, underground wastewater disposal system and a drainage of stagnant water, and collection of water in any uncovered containers such as water tank, pots, flower pots, discarded tires should be avoided. And control of mosquito larvae by spraying oil and stagnated water. Adult mosquitoes can be killed by spraying insecticides, and application of citronella oil or eucalyptus oil on the exposed skin. If you apply that before sleep, the mosquitoes will not bite us. Next is diseases transmitted by animals. It is swine flu. Swine flu is caused by pigs. So it is originated from pigs. It is caused by the virus that affects pigs and has started infecting humans. The virus spreads through air. It affects the respiratory system. And the influenza virus has been identified as the cause of this disease, that is H1N1 virus. And it has been transmitted from person to person by inhalation or ingestion of droplets containing virus from people sneezing or coughing. யாராச்சும் தும்புனாங்க, affected person தும்புறாங்க, இருமுனாங்கனாலே அது நம்மளுக்கு ஸ்ப்ரெட் ஆகிடும். ஸோ என்னென்ன அதெல்லாம் சிம்டம்ஸ் இருக்கும்? ஃபீவர், காஃப், நேசல் செக்ரீஷன், ஃபெட்டிக், ஹெட்ஏக், sore throat, rashes in the body, body ache or pains, chills, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, shortness of breath and are the symptoms associated with this disease. இதை எப்படி நம்ம கண்ட்ரோல் பண்ணலான்னா, administration of nasal spray vaccine, avoiding close contact with the person suffering from flu, intake of water and fruit juices will help you to prevent dehydration, and plenty of rest will help you to fight the body infection, and always wash hands and practice good hygiene. Next is avian influenza. Avian means it is bird, so it is caused by bird. So this is a disease caused by birds and mainly viral disease. And birds that can carry and spread avian influenza virus include poultry, that is chicken, turkeys and ducks, and wild birds and pet birds. It is caused by influenza virus H5N1. Okay, swine flu is H1N1, avian flu is H5N1. The incubation period of this virus is 2 to 7 days. People who have close contact with infected birds or surfaces that have been contaminated by the bird secretion from mouth, eyes, mucus, nasal secretion or droppings, that is bird feces, transmits this disease. Fever, cough, sore throat, running nose, muscle and body aches, fatigue, headache, redness of eye, that is conjunctivitis, we call it as redness of eye, and difficulty in breathing are the symptoms of this disease. So poultry to human க்கு வரும், transfer ஆகும் நம்மளுக்கு ஃபுட் வழியாக or through air இது spread ஆகும். So the H5N1 நம்மளோட பாடிக்குள்ளே போகும். So symptoms பார்த்தீங்கன்னா high fever, cough, sneezing, breathing difficulties, loss of appetite will be the major symptoms. So how to control this? Avoid open air markets where infected birds are sold, and avoiding contact with infected birds or consumption of infected poultry, proper cleaning and cooking of poultry. Next is sexually transmitted diseases. So some pathogens are transmitted by sexual contact from one partner to the another and not by casual physical contact, and few sexually transmitted diseases are AIDS, gonorrhea, genital warts and genital herpes and syphilis. So first we have is AIDS, acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, which is AIDS caused by retrovirus RNA virus, which is also known as human immunodeficiency virus, which is HIV. The virus attacks the white blood cells or lymphocytes and weakens the body immunity and self-defense mechanism. It is transmitted through sexual contact from infected person to a healthy person, like through blood contact by transfusion of unscreened blood. Unscreened na test பண்ணாம அந்த disease இருக்குன்னு தெரியாத personோட sexual contact இருக்கும்போது, and then by surgical equipments na infected இருக்க இந்த HIV இருக்க personக்கு யூஸ் பண்ண syringe again healthy personக்கு யூஸ் பண்ணாங்க அப்படின்னா இந்த disease transfer ஆகும் by infected needles and syringes, and maternal fetal transmission from infected mother to the fetus. அதாவது infected motherல இருந்து baby wombல இருக்க baby. Okay, and weight loss, prolonged fever, sweating at night, chronic diarrhea are some of the important symptoms, and this is the structure of the virus. So this is structure you need to draw. So you can see here identical RNA strands, reverse transcriptase enzyme, capsid walls, viral envelope and glycoprotein are seen here. Next is how to prevent this AIDS. Disposable syringes and needles should be used. So syringes na repeated use பண்ணக்கூடாது, it should be disposed. Protected and safe sexual contact and screening of blood before transfusion, and avoid shaving blades, razors எல்லாமே ஷேர் பண்ணக்கூடாது. People should be educated about AIDS transmission. So HIV was first recognized in Hatay in USA in 1981. In India, the first AIDS confirmed evidence of infection was reported in April 1986 from Tamil Nadu. So the AIDS vaccine RV144 trial was conducted in Thailand in 2003 and reports were presented in 2011. Next is hepatitis B or serum hepatitis.